we want to raise an alarm. Something transpired that Nigerians and the international community need to be aware of. As you are aware that we have the Chief Justice of the Federation, His Lordship, Justice Ariwoola. We were made to understand that the Chief Justice of the Federation that would may pretend over the litigation process is currently in the United Kingdom. And how did he get there? We are made to understand that he left 1 week before time in order to avoid suspicion. When he got there, he was on wheelchair, he was pushed on wheelchair, and he boarded the British Airways. And immediately he got to London, he dashed into his hotel and disembarked from the wheelchair. The Chief Justice of the Federation does not have any physical disability. But for him to discuss in this manner raises a lot of questions. And on this premise, we also made to understand that while he got checked into his hotel, he began to rigmarole. He began to move around to go for other things in his foot. So that is the subterfuge there. And information also have it that one of the presidential candidates of this election that was moved and declared in respect to the election. You know, I don't want to mention names because this organization here, we stand for justice. We stand for justice. And on that premise, we shall continue to demand for justice. So what we are saying here right now is that one of the presidential candidates that partook, one of the principal contenders of this election, is currently in the United Kingdom. He left Nigeria unannounced. So what does that tell you? There's going to be a meeting. There's going to be a meeting in a Nicodemus manner in the United Kingdom. In that meeting, we have it on a good authority that Nigeria, the justice system of Nigeria, will be deliberated on that table. And that meeting, we already know the premonition of that meeting. They are going to be adjudicating justice and dispensing justice to a particular individual that is the principal contender of this election. We are saying no. We are saying no to that. What we are demanding is for the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Ariwoola.
Sorry, get back to you. Ima, let's go. Ima? Where's Ima? Okay. Ima? Where's Ima?
This bad about that. That's why we can meet up now.
Today we mourn the demise of credibility, the rape of trust, and the abuse of will. Today we stand in the ruins of transparency, on the emblem table of inclusion, equity, and accountability. Today we are voices, toneless, stripped of the music of choice. Today we are Nigerians broken, calling on INEC, the National Assembly, and the Presidency to count our votes. On the 25th of February 2023, Nigerians trooped to their polling units with one mission: to cast their votes and choose their next leaders. They qualified for this exercise by participating in the year-long continuous voter registration, which witnessed an unprecedented spike as never seen before since 1999. Months later, they returned to collect their permanent voters card and went home with a commitment to to participate and engage with the process. The chains of apathy was broken, tossed to the belly of oblivion. We were free to experience the full potential of our Nigerianness. Our bondness lines were unbroken. In ideology, they held us together. In trust, as they watched like water. In truth, they kept us alive. We breathed the full breath of what, in no doubt, is in our heart. In the portion that always questioned truth, that our votes must count. But nothing could blotter our belief, like the assurances of Mr. President Muhammadu Buhari and the INEC chairman, Professor Yakub Mahmood. Recall that a little over a year ago, President Muhammadu Buhari appended the signature to the Electoral Act, amended bill of 2022. The fanfare that greeted that amendment can well claim recognition as one of the most colorful in our recent history due to its unbroken allegiances to the Nigerian spirit. On that day, we were neither Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba. Right. We were not Efik, Tiv, Urobo. No, we were not Bagi, Kanuri, or Ijo. On that day, we were Nigerians full of the positive energies of our land. Okay. I hate to announce that today, in the heart of some, all this has gone to waste. You may have seen the video of some diasporans who tore their passports. Some under the Nigerians, what the Nigerians have done, same to the fabric of the identity, because INEC, through Professor Yakub Mahmood, chose to silence their voice. So I ask, what is the value of democracy if the process that recruits its leaders consistently lack credibility? Perhaps the answer is at the International Conference Center, where Professor Mahmoud Yakub began, sustained, and concluded collation and declaration of a candidate as winner of the presidential election based on falsehood, contravening the guidelines and the Electoral Act. It is most disturbing that this was done in the full glare of the world. Never has our democracy been so bad in impunity that it will cost our country many years of electoral excellence to correct. This was not the electronic transmission he promised Nigerians and the world at Chatham House. Professor Mahmoud Yakub has lied to Nigerians and has abused the rights of our choice. We hereby pass a vote of no confidence, and we call for his immediate sack and prosecution. We cannot afford to continue the culture of performing lawlessness without consequences. We are as strong as our laws and as tall as our institutions. We cannot afford to descend into lower than this. As a microcosm of the demography, the National Assembly represents our collective aspiration, desire, hope, and faith in a country that works for all. The laws you make devise the path of our corporate engagement as individuals and as institutions. The lawmakers should be inside of the justice, equity, and fair play. Our call to you is to take a stand with the people of Nigeria, whose place you hold in these hollow chambers, in their demand for a system that works for all, and call on the INEC to count our votes. This is the only way if the laws you make can hold the deserved essence and effect. We therefore call on President Muhammadu Buhari, whose commitment to free and fair election is engraved in the legacy of the Act, Electoral Act of 2022, to immediately take a procedure that will bring Nigerians under the control of an interim government, pending the resolution of all litigation pending and pertinent to the conduct of the February 25th presidential election. Our country needs healing. It will be counterproductive to allow a fraudulent process to succeed, as fraud will eternally birth fraud. We cannot grow our democracy on falsehood and suspicion. The holes in our nation's fabric must be woven shut. One way is to immediately establish a Truth and Reconciliation Committee in Lagos and other flashpoints of the voter intimidation and violence during the presidential, National Assembly, governorship and state assembly elections. This will build trust, confidence and further ethnic cooperations among Nigerians. Therefore, as concerned citizens, we believe that our country is destined for greatness and are hopeful that in no distant time, our faith will nudge our dream to reality. This is our prayer. We nurse our bruises. For though they force us to precipice, we will not curse our country or stand by those who curse it. We will not steal from our country whatever treasures it possesses in dignity. We will hold to the promise of unity, of faith, of peace, of progress, and everything that is held by our founding fathers.